Hello, folks. We're live on Wildcard Wednesday. I got the link posted. Burley Sullivan said you, and we might have some other people joining. Maybe Ronald Sutton will join. Maybe John Anili if he's able to. I know Wednesday's hard for him, but tonight I'm here in Louisiana. Bumpy Road. Jesse is in New Hampshire. Michael is in Brooklyn, New York City, New York. Nina Yo is in Rhode Island. Thrash Metal Homebrew is in Colorado, and we have another out western person, Beer Man, in Oregon.
Cheers.
And like I said, we may have some more people coming, so we'll just rotate them in and out, no problem. It's easier for me to just go with 6 and then just make it like a circle and rotate them in and drop them out. And it's no problem. All right, so we're gonna go through them, each one, and then we'll come back with a score. So I'll go first, just because, not that I'm rude. I mean, I can be rude. We're all prone to have faults in our lives, but it's because I'm absent-minded, and so that's the issue with me. Okay, so we'll just do it like this. It'll be faster. So I have Heineken Premium Malt Lager. They have changed the bottle design and the label slightly over the years. Like in the old days, you used to say Heinekens, apostrophe S, Heinekens, but that changed. So anyway, 1873, it was introduced. I think it was made with adjunct at one time, but then Sam Cook of Boston Brewing Company made a stink about it in the mid 80s. So Heineken was like, okay, all malt. There's a little skunk on it, but very little. It dissipated right away. So 5% alcohol. It's 4.8 in other countries, I believe, because of taxes. Like in merry old England, their taxes are so sky high, especially with beers at 5% or above. They just dropped everything to 4.8 years ago to just get around that. So clear, bubbly, gold, white head. Thanks to I'm trying to think who gave this. Oh, thanks to my daughter for this beer. Somebody brought it to her, and then she said, I'm never going to drink this. I said, I don't know why. Heineken's good, but she gave me 2 bottles. So I had a number of people give me beers. That's why I couldn't remember. All right, so it's a crisp Euro lager. I mean, it's biscuity, malty. It's like a cracker, like a saltine cracker without salt. It's got grassy hops, medium body, crisp finish. Now, it's no craft beer. It's not like Imperial Stout or anything like that, but it's made for mass consumption, mass production. I missed the Heineken Dark. I used to like Heineken Dark. That was a special one, but guess it wasn't special enough for too many people. I know Swilling Grog went to Taiwan 2 years ago, and they still sold it there. No, retraction. South Korea, and he bought the Heineken Dark. We found out that Michelob Special Dark of all things is still made in Taiwan. Strange things in this beer world. Okay, so enjoyable beer. The international enjoyment units are very high, although the international bitterness units are very low. The price is a little higher than it ought to be, but you're buying the name, not the beer, because, you know, once a beer gets popular and people want to be seen drinking it, the price goes up. Okay, but so it's fine. I like it. I'll give it a good score when I come back, I'm sure. So Bumpy Road's going to give us an interesting beer showcase right now.
All right. So I'm sitting a little bit further back because with this beer, I was told from the guy that owns the craft beer store I bought it from to open this over the sink because they're known to be very, very carbonated. But to not leave the stream, I got a towel. So this is Boss Kuhn, however you want to say that.
Boss Kuhn.
Kuhn. It's a special pass beer. It is bottled by B, 8600. So weird, but it's out of Essen, Belgium, and it's 9% ABV. I guess this is like a special Easter beer. And this is from 2018.
What's the ABV again?
9%.
Oh, okay. That should be all right. Yeah. There she
Here
blows.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
See the carbonation going. If I just keep doing this, eventually the head will come out. But yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, you didn't do a beer man.
Yeah.
Shake it up.
Oh, but it definitely does build a Alex head.
An Alex head.
Let me move my towel.
American, hold on, Jesse. I'm telling American Scotch doctor to sit tight. We're going to add him once Jesse does this showcase. Okay. So just sit tight.
This is a very, very heady beer. Plenty left in the bottle. There's lots of sediment floating around. Full fist of head.
Like those Belgians do.
Yeah, it's pretty frothy. Top doesn't look like it's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. This is going to be difficult.
It's a pretty beer, though.
Yeah, the colors on it. Let me turn my side light on. This always brightens things up a little bit more, but that's more of the color. It's kind of got this like nice gold coloration. It's got a clarity, but there is a lot of particulate matter floating around in there. It's probably not going to pick up that well, but yeah. Let's try to get a nose. Oh yeah, this it smells like smells a lot like a, can't think of the style of beer now. The reds, the Flemish or Flanders red, kind of the nose on it. So it has like a tart nose, kind of like Pez candy, a little bit of a raspberry-esque note, some honey, like cookie malt aromas in there. It smells very, very sweet, candy-like, with a tart bite to it, for sure. All right, I'm going to try to get into this. Cheers.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers to your drinking.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers, Bumpy.
So light body, very, very, very fizzy. So high carbonation. It does have some nice candy, malt, sugary flavor notes come up to the right up front. Kind of like cake batter a little bit. There is slight little bit of a sourness to it, but not as bad as like I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be like a straight up sour by the nose, but there's actually more of that kind of malty cake sweetness as the base beer. As I'm talking, it kind of is starting to taste a little bit like a lager as well. It's getting some of the earthy, the floral type hop present on the palate. This one does seem to have a kind of moderate bitterness to it. A little bit of peach flavor in.
Peach.
Yep, peach. I was raspberry, I thought, in the nose, but yeah, it tastes more like peach. So maybe it was peach on the nose and not raspberry. But pretty enjoyable. I didn't know what to expect out of this one. I've never had it before, so I'm going to drink on it a bit more, try to gather my thoughts, and try to get the rest of the bottle in the glass before I have to come back around again.
Okay.
Cheers.
Now I'm going to make this adjustment here. I'm going to drop off, but we're welcoming somebody called American Scotch Doctor, and he wanted to join. And of course, everybody's welcome to join. So I'm leaving for the time being, but I'll be back to give my score, and the beer will be gone by then.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it looks good, Bumpy.
Looks great.
Cider.
Yeah, champagne, man.
Oh. Apricot-y.
Oh, I'm not noticing the alcohol presence either. 9%.
Looks like Michael Kormaroff up next.
Howdy, everybody.
Hello.
Cheers.
Hey, Michael Kormaroff, how you living?
Cheers. Welcome, man.
Doing good. Would you like me to go?
Sure, go, Mike.
Please, go ahead.
Okay, so I have Flying Dog, Double Dog from Frederick, Maryland. Let me open it up here. Pouring it in the glass.
Now, was that Devil Dog like the
Double
baked
Dog.
good? Double
like
Dog.
single double.
Okay.
Okay, this is what it looks like in the glass. So it's let me look in the light, kind of an orange color with a lot of bubble action coming up and a white head that is about half a finger. Clear. Let me get a nose on it. Ooh, there's a lot of different things going on in the nose. There's some dankness. There's some citrus. What else am I getting? Citrus, dankness. I made some notes here when I had a sip before. Some pine and some maltiness. So let me give a sip here. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers, Michael.
Cheers.
Okay, the taste follows the nose. It is 12%, and it's not totally hidden. But I wouldn't, if you had this, I don't think you'd predict it was 12%. But the alcohol is there. Kind of hard to cover 12%. But it's well balanced in that you're getting the hops and the malt at the same time, and they're put together pretty well. You're getting a citrusy taste as well as a malt taste coming through. You're getting the pine and the dankness. You're getting bitterness as well. This would not be a beer that you'd want to be chugging.
Okay.
Then chug for us, Mike.
Not
Just
doing it.
Feel the burn.
This is a double IPA. They're calling it a double. 12% actually should be a triple, but it's one you should definitely sip on. But the taste profile is very nice, and I would recommend this beer because it really goes down pretty easy for 12%.
Well, does it have that thickness like a barley wine, or is it too thin for that?
It's kind of like an IPA, but has kind of those like barley wine kind of combinations, because I guess the way they put the malts and the hops together, you're getting a little bit of that barley wine kind of thing. But you can taste the hops well enough that you would know that it is
Okay.
an IPA.
All right.
You're getting the hops in the flavor profile.
Cool.
Flying Dog, which is I don't know, it's been around for a while. As a matter of fact, this is a Flying Dog bottle opener that I have here. These things can be nice things to have around. So I do like this so far. I'll keep drinking it, and I'll have a number for you shortly.
Cool. Cheers, Mike.
Cheers, Mike.
Very nice.
I'm back for a moment. I want to say welcome to American Scotch Doctor.
Yeah.
I added him. People wanted to
Yes.
go straight. People wanted to go straight to Michael.
Thank you, Joy.
Very good showcase, but I wanted to welcome him. Hello.
I appreciate it. And I brought a special beer along with me today. One of my favorites.
Steely.
L211 Steel Reserve.
Nice.
Okay. And
That'll make your hair grow.
That's the 8%. That's the 8%, I'm assuming, right?
Was that to me?
Yeah.
What was the question?
The 8.1.
Oh, yeah.
The
This is
8.1%.
That's the only in Michigan. That's all I generally have ever seen.
Mm.
I did buy the 12-ounce cans in the past, but I wasn't paying enough attention. I drank them too quick to know what was going on, probably.
Yeah, we get 6% in Louisiana, so
Okay.
it's a lot. It's a much different. Well, you're asking about James P. Madonna. Well, that's a good question because I sent him the link, and I posted the link in the chat. So if there's no reason he can't join unless he doesn't want to, or he's busy. Usually he joins. He's pretty keen to join, but I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't have time to get back on Facebook and check because I want to concentrate on this as much as I can. I'm easily distracted as it is. All right, so I'm going to drop back off, and then,
Ron, do you
I
want to
won't
change
drop
the
off,
view
but
where we're
I'll-
not all
whatever.
close to each other? Do you want to change the view of us where we're, it's really close?
Ow.
because we're a family.
Yeah.
I know. I love you too.
I'm going to go to Nina now.
Oh, it's me. Hey, cool. I've been sipping. I'm on my second one now of these the Holland beer from Aldi, the Heineken clone, and it's a bit more snappy in the flavor profile than your Heineken. It how would I describe it? I'm picking up like a flavor in there, which you get kind of a, I don't know, is it corn in regular Heineken that you kind of taste? You get this like dry, corny taste. This one I'm getting like a like you get a barnyard kind of smell, but you have to really smell for it, and it's pleasant. It's right in there, and there is this, I want to say like a black cherry soda kind of a sweetness that you can kind of pick out of it that I often get from Yingling beer. And that snappy note is definitely coming from the hops. The malt is one of those really thin Euro malts that you like the St. Pauli girl kind of crisp crackeriness that Heineken has. But in the middle of this beer is this hoppy note that is like a stone fruit, or like something with a stone in the middle of it, or like a cherry stone. And it's interesting because it's floral, but the closest thing I can really associate it with, I've used to describe in the past a beer. It comes to mind those cherry cordial candies that you get around the holiday season. That really dry, simple kind of sweetness. It's not that extreme of eating the candy, but that's the kind of note that I'm picking up from this. So you can't really call it a cherry because you got all that kind of like chocolatishness, but it's like a milk chocolate, with the cracker note, and it works really well together. The first time I had one of these beers, I was drinking it. They sell them warm at Aldi, and they're about $6.50. So if you got to kind of want this beer to buy it, it's not like they're giving it away. And they sell them warm on the shelf. So I brought it home. I packed a little cooler with ice, and I stuffed them in there. Come like 8 o'clock after cooking dinner, eating, I figure I'll knock a couple back, these ice cold beers. And to be honest, I didn't have a lot of ice. They didn't get ice cold. They're ice cold, but not, through and through. And I got that snappy note front and center. That's what you tasted. You got this funky herbal kind of like snap on your tongue. And that's really where I discovered that taste. And at that point in time, I was almost getting like a funky rum kind of a taste, like a darker, I'm not going to say a bad rum, but like a Dominican rum that's, rudimentary by style. one of those darker rums. So maybe it's kind of like a rum, kind of a candy sort of note that you get in there also. But it's very interesting, and I do like it. But it's not Heineken. Heineken, I don't want to say skunk forward, but it's got that malt. And maybe this is less susceptible. This comes from a green bottle, so it's obviously just as susceptible, unless that's an old wives' tale. But
Well, it sounds like it's complex either way.
it's very complex, but it doesn't have to be. Like, you could hand this to somebody who drinks Heineken, and they're not. Well, they might mention that
Yeah.
it's not licorice, it's not anise, but it's in that like rose wine kind of category. I don't know. It's cool. It's a nice beer. It's way more artisan than you'd think for calling it a Heineken clone. But these things happen when you're trying to reinvent stuff. You ever try to make a Big Mac at home? My Big Mac ends up pretty artisan compared to McDonald's. But yeah, I'm gonna have to rate this beer. I'm sure we'll go back around, but I'm not gonna rate this low. But I'm not going to rate it like I would rate Heineken, where its taste is as you lick a stamp, you know what that tastes like. You drink a Heineken, you know what that tastes like. It's one of those like staple kind of flavors.
That's a great analogy.
So, well, cheers out there. It's nice to be back on this program.
Yeah, cheers,
I may not have been here for a while, but I'm certainly still a fan. I always tune in when the opportunity's there. But yeah.
Nice.
This is a beer you should try. If you have an Aldi in your area that sells beer, that's the only place you're going to find it. Give it a whirl. It's an interesting beer.
That's cool. Cheers.
Awesome. Cheers.
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 We're all
Cheers.
mixed up. Mhm.
Yeah, I thought I was lost.
And I think American Scotch Doctor, I think you're next.
It's me, huh? All right, so can you guys all hear?
Oh, you want to do
Was it thrash metal?
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Get it.
I guess we'll go. Saugatuck Brewing Company. We have the Blueberry Maple Stout. This is a 6%er. 26 IBUs on this one. I had to look that up because it's not on the can. It does have a date on here. You don't know. Let's see. 06/29/20 must be the can-on date. So cool. Let's go ahead and pop her.
Couple months.
I've had it many times. Very happy with this beer. It does not disappoint.
Awesome.
You ever get a chance, get it. I did a rating on this thing on my channel this time actually September of last year. Go ahead and look for that. So good stuff. It's got really nice tight and loose bubbles in here, off-white khaki head. Can't see through it. You get a little bit of that ruby through the corners of the glass. It is just one of those beers that you want to go from the very coldness of the first pour, let it warm up, and just the flavors change on this beer. Awesome as it warms up. You get blueberry right off the top. You get that pancakey, like what would you call that, bready pancake note that you get. You get a good sweetness off the top, and as you can see, it will leave a nice little ring around the top, even though it's 6%er. So, cheers.
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 Cheers, Thrash.
It's not too thick in the mouth, but it does envelop with a really nice, robust roast chocolate note. The blueberries does come through, but it's not as prominent as through the nose. As you can see, the head starts to dissipate, and it does leave, the ring around the toilet. That's what I call it. Regenerates a head real quick. Get a really good bitterness on the back end. leaves it dry in the end, which makes you want to come back for more. I say that a lot on a lot of the beers that have a kind of a heavier bitterness in it than the lighter beers, because that plays a lot on that thirst quenching, gotta have more type feeling that you get when you're drinking a beer. So yeah, this is a really good beer. I've never been dissatisfied by anything from the brewing company. If you ever get a chance, I'll have to look it up. I think they are out of Wisconsin.
They're actually out of Michigan.
Let's see. Yeah, I knew it was up central north. Yeah, it's breakfast in a bottle, man. Pretty much. Good stuff. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Brian.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
Beer man. Yeah. Cheers.
ready, man. All right. Cool. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you letting me be on here, man. This is great. So this is one from Skookum Brewery. They're out of Arlington, Washington. It's their Billowing Waves Double IPA, and it is an 8%. So it's on the minimal side of double, right at the beginning of the doubles. Well, 7.5 is, but yeah. Let's open it up. Is it old? Let's see if it's old. 9/1/20, not too bad. Month old. So just picked it up today. Nice and any IPA style. Nice and hazy. So what we have is about a 2-finger head. Let's go for the nose. Oh boy, wow! It's got this mango, pineapple, peach, grapefruit. There's kind of a bitter grapefruit. There's also a wheat graininess in there as it went in my nose. Oh, damn it. Pineapple is really in that nose, actually, now that I dip my nose in it. Quite nice. Kind of a sulfury saltiness. Get that a lot in the DIPAs, man. A lot of the sulfur or something. Now, it's a white, creamy, frothy head. It does have some big bubbles, but I poured it kind of aggressively, but it is pretty firm. It's got a nice lacing. Leggage is already starting to kind of drip down. It looks like orange juice. It's very hazy, murky, and just very juice bomby. It looks like a cloudy orange juice. Let's see what the about a medium fast rising bubble. Can't see through it. It's opaque. There's no light coming through. It looks meaty. It looks chewable. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, beer man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sweet citrus orange. Smooth, creamy, almost tastes like a milkshake IPA. It's got a sweetness, a very low bitterness, almost like they did a late hop addition only on this, just to get those flavors, just to get that no bitter hop additions. Very nice, very sweet though, but good, very juicy. It tastes like you're drinking like real orange juice or something, but it does have a chalky kind of tanginess in the back, like tang, not tanginess, but that tang juice, like that powdery, I don't know, very well hidden with the alcohol. The body is a medium, almost pushing kind of full. It's a pretty dank, rich, sweet, orange citrus forward beer. It's very good. It does have some peach, some apricot in there. I say apricot, sorry. West Coast thing, I think. Lacing looks great as I drink this. Very good beer. I've got my thoughts. This is a beautiful beer. Cheers, guys. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, it looks great, man.
Very delicious.
Thanks for correcting your apricot.
Center
Looks like
stage.
I'm in, huh?
The new guy.
The new guy right
Scottish,
here.
welcome.
Nice. Welcome.
So probably a lot of people have seen Steel Reserve, and it's kind of a weird beer for me to bring on this show for the first time here. The reason I brought this on isn't because necessarily it's my favorite beer, but this is something that's been kind of near and dear to my heart since I was old enough, maybe not even old enough to drink. But I don't know what it is necessarily about it. Now that, after I've gotten into Scotch quite heavily now, I mean, being that this is heavily, malted barley, I mean, super deep and gritty. I mean, when I smell this thing, it does have the roots of Scotch kind of when I smell this. But I don't know if I've ever poured Steel Reserve in a glass, but let's go ahead and see what this looks like. If I'm even pouring this right.
Be careful.
Whoa! Suck it.
It's an Alex pour.
There it goes. So we're looking at a lager. I mean, this is a lager, high gravity, 8.1%. As Ron was saying, I think some different states are running at 6% with this, which I don't know if I've had it, but as you can see, this is going to foam up like that if you pour it as I did. On the nose with this thing, I mean, there's not a whole lot of complexity when it comes to Steel Reserve. And I'm sure, I mean, if you've ever had it, it's a lot of people that I've hung out with say they think it tastes like gasoline. But I think there's just a simple complexity to it that just keeps kind of sending me back to it. And it's very, very simple sips. It has to be cold in my opinion. If it starts warming up, I might as well just throw it down the drain. And it's $1.29 plus tax out the door for this can. So quite a bit of damage for very little money. But right on the nose, I mean, it's really, it's barley. It is literally, I mean, if there is Scotch in a beer, in my mind, that's kind of where this comes from here to me. Kind of, I don't want to say oaty, but this very, very grainy when I'm smelling this. Nothing sweet at all. Nothing creamy. Maybe some cream, but probably not the cream you want. So when I'm tasting this, it's surprising to me that it doesn't bite like I would expect an 8.1% alcohol beer to bite, and for it being as cheap as it is. I really think, again, the coldness of it really helps. And I know that, having, higher temperatures is going to dull down our senses. So that probably helps some. But I think the reason, again, I brought this here is just because, there's those beers that we're going to keep going back to just because we enjoy it, even if it's not the most popular, even if it's not the classiest beer. This is something nobody's going to stop me from drinking. Again, I mean, it's just this is a lager with some bite, but I really don't have a whole lot of tasting notes. And I'm sure if somebody was drinking this, I don't know if Ron would agree with me on this, but there's not a ton to really say about the complexity of this. I mean, does anybody have any input on Steel Reserve, as far as it comes?
No, it's pretty straightforward. I think when it comes to, like when you're in the liquor store and you're going to buy a beer and you always go past it and you're like, you know what, should I get that or shouldn't I? And it's one of those that you'll always go back to. It's like some people that have a taste for like a chelada or whatever, and they'll see the big, 16 or 20, 22, 24 ounces, and they'll just pick it up because they know what they're getting into and they know what they're tasting. They understand what they're, it actually gets you to a point, especially after a hard day work and you put down maybe one or two of them. One of those things, Yep. One of the go-toers.
Those that hang out with me in the off air know my run-in with Steel Reserve and why I would never return to it.
And I want it to be clear, and it might be with the name Scotch Doctor. I'm really quite a novice with beer, so I really appreciate you guys letting me join here. I don't want to bore you guys with any more of these tasting notes, especially since I brought probably one of the most standard beers you're going to find in the shelf and every single market and gas station. Ron said you want to be in the video today, and I ran to the gas station and grabbed a Steel Reserve. So without question, I said, okay, it's Steel Reserve now. So
There you go.
I appreciate you guys. I don't know when we do the, with the mark on this, but I'll let you guys know here shortly what I would give this.
That's cool, man.
Awesome.
I go to those every once in a while. They're not bad at all, man.
Cheers, guys.
Oh, yeah. Cheers. Hi. How's
Hello
it
again, Beer Man.
going?
All right, now if American Scotch Dr. Waits will let him do the score. James P. Madonna was outside. I could see he was wearing a mask like down here, and then he was walking and talking. So, and then he dropped off. So I don't know if he's heading back to his house or what. But whatever, if he joins, I mean, if he wants to join, he can join and bring whatever you like. So, but I couldn't bring him on while people were talking. You know what I'm saying? I had to keep things flowing. So, anyway, I'm going to give my score. This Heineken is, I drank it all. It's gone. Oh, sorry, thrash metal.
Oh no.
Now
I like
got it
playing
straight.
in a sandbox.
That's good to know. I'm going to say,
I'll shut up.
I'm gonna say that beer is fine, and I'm gonna score it a 91 out of 100. It's an A minus. A minus, it's fine. I mean, I wouldn't pay the price for it because I can get Keystone Ice, which I also would score 91. And so, just got a little. You're okay, beer man? You all right? We okay over here?
Yes, sorry, man.
It's giggle time on Wildcard Wednesday.
All right, get him out.
So 91. Kick up. Now, Michael Komarov is going to give us the score for his 12% knockout beer.
I'm giving mine a 93. So it is an A beer. And like I said before, do not chug this.
Dustbusters.
It would be a bad idea to chug this. But
Come on.
Don't listen to that peer pressure, Michael.
I'm a wimp. I can only
Peer pressure. Come on.
Sipping is my game.
Michael is the
Still have a little bit.
king after all.
Mm.
It's good though. I would recommend it. From Frederick, Maryland. If you can get it, I would try it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that score, Stout King. Now, Nina Yo, 401 in the RI. Going to give us a score.
I have got to rate this beer. Let's see. What am I going to rate it? The number 89. This isn't it, actually. I finished this one. Actually, well, an interesting realization I made while drinking my second beer. I used my Holland bottle opener to open that. It's like a wooden shoe.
That's
Awesome.
great.
I love that.
So anyway, back to the Holland. Where were we? I'm going to give this an 89. I think it's a really good score. I don't think that's a run out there and guzzle a bunch of them score. I'm not going to put it on the same. I rate Heineken fairly low, actually. I've been to their factory also. It's a good beer. It's a good beer, but there are others that I tend to gravitate toward. And in the style, I guess I rate it relatively high, but people apparently see that beer in high regard. I think the 89 would probably fall very closely to where I would rate Heineken, maybe in the 93, 94. Right now, I'm actually drinking on a Kronenbourg 1664, complete with the glass. I'm feeling very professional. And this has that fine malt taste that is front and center. You don't have some weird hop that you're tasting. and I'm not going to say weird. Maybe I shouldn't choose weird as my adjective to describe this. It's not that sulfuric, delicious kind of, craft beer sort of taste that comes from this. It's more of a mass-produced flavor. And that 89, I think, is well-deserved. That's a fine rating.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm going to stick with that.
All right. So we got 91, 93, 89. Now, Bumpy Road, what do you score it?
All right, for the Boss Coon, as I was drinking on it, that cake sweet maltiness that I first was noticing when I first started drinking it started to really go away, and it did start tasting more like a lager of sorts. It got a little bit more bitter and more on the kind of light bread to crackery type notes, and the alcohol actually showed up. The alcohol started to nose in there on the flavor. So I mean, it's not bad. I'm going to give it a 92 out of 100.
Very good. That's good.
Who's next? Who went after Bumpy? Was it Beer Man?
Brian, you're next.
Oh yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
So
Beer Man.
this beer was wonderful all around. I enjoy it. I really like double IPAs. I think it was American based. It was definitely hazy though. Had kind of I don't know, West Coasty kind of feel to it. But it's very hazy, very definitely a hazy double IPA. The alcohol starts to come through at the nose, at the sinuses as it warms up, which is pretty typical. But it's very warming, very nice. I'm gonna give this a 98 out of 100. I was very impressed. So I recommend anyone try to look Skookum Brewery up. They're really good. Out of Washington, something rather, Arlington, Washington. Yep. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, man. Cheers. So on mine, this is one of my faves. Again, it's Saugatuck Brewing Company, Blueberry Maple Stout. Warming, I love it's like Neapolitan as it warms up. It just, you get through these different layers of taste and everything. And I actually dig the hell out of this beer. That's why I keep buying it. It's one of those stouts where when I want to have a stout that's this style of a stout, I like the sweetness that comes with it. You get a lot of stouts that have a lot of roast notes, coffee notes, and all of those things that just like bite you in the face. This is a pleasing stout that actually, as it goes through the temperature, it really brings a beautiful body through the taste of the roasts and all that. They underlay it very well with the foundation of this beer. This beer is a 98, if not a 99 for me. If you get a chance, get it, pick it up. If you like stouts, you won't be disappointed. Period.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Brian.
Cheers. Yeah. I saw that in my area. I
Go get it, man.
Go get it now. Yeah.
That's what she said.
Scotch Doctor. You're muted. There you go.
Am I up?
Yeah.
You're up.
Scott Factor up?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think because this is such a simple beer, I want to be really realistic about a score on this. And this is probably my first time ever actually giving a score to a beer. So I appreciate you guys allowing me to be on this show and then to be a little novice about it. But I would probably give a beer like this an 84, 85 out of 100. I mean, and still, to me, it's in the B category for me. I mean, because it's simple, it's so cheap. You know, my wife's not going to be mad at me. Well, she actually might be mad at me if I drink too many of these. But you know, it's not going to break the bank generally. I mean, you see a lot of homeless guys carrying them around, so you know you're in good hands with that. But I'd say this is about an 84% or 84 out of 100 for me. You know, I know it sounds kind of like a low score, but to me, it's quite realistic. I don't know what you guys feel on it.
That's good. It's a good score.
No.
Average.
Yep.
No, that's the score. A lot of people score at that. It's around 80, 85, 80, even 90 for some people. But yeah, in that range. Sure.
Oh, cheers.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Again, I really appreciate you guys having me on here. This has been fun so far.
Oh, yeah, man. You're awesome.
You know, it's great having new people on here, man.
Yep.
Different perspectives, you know, different beers, different perspectives, you know, just more adjectives.
Yeah.
More adjectives, man.
Yep.
How many
We're
more?
uneducated over here.
Educated.
Right,
Ron.
for the adjuncts.
Adjuncts, adjectives.
Amenable. The lacing on this Kronenborg, it's
Mr.
pretty,
Look at that.
pretty reasonable.
That is very lacy. Yeah.
I have to go see if I can find that one. I think I've seen it.
Wow.
It's a classic, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think
gorgeous.
it's basically just French Heineken for the French market. And these fancy, like UFO looking Michelob bottles.
Mhm.
Heck yeah.
I've had a 1664. I just don't remember which one it was. I think it was like a blue can.
They drank this like it was going out of style in Iceland. And Iceland has a couple of really special beers that I can't find. Viking and Tuborg. I wish I could find Tuborg. That's a very good brew. People don't like it. I know Whiskey Scout hates it with a passion. Viking, I would love to revisit that, and I don't feel like going back to Iceland to do so. I don't know if you get the chance to find that one, please indulge.
You got to look too that Whiskey Scout is a whiskey head too, so he doesn't do a lot of beer reviews. So,
hey, I mean, they all have yeast. They all have malt.
Is that in the 11-2 bottle? Is it the bottle, the European size, or the?
I think it's for the American market. If they want to sell them here, they normally go for the full 12 ouncer. It's giving me the millimeters and stuff, but I don't feel like
How many millimeters? I'll Google it.
Sometimes you get those ones that are less than a 12.
Well, it's 47. 3. How do you even read these? 3 and 47 millimeters. So it must be 3 by 47, but it's not 3 millimeters. It
sounds like a room dimension.
Holy, that sounds like French.
6.5.
Show the racing.
11.2 fluid ounces. You're right. I did get gypped. And it's
Is it
beer number
11.2?
3 here, so I guess I
I'd
wasn't
take it
counting.
back and ask for a refill.
So you're paying for import, basically.
You're paying an import fee, yeah, but I mean, this is a great beer. I don't know what's different between this and Heineken. I feel like I get more of a malt character out of this, but I recently had, for the first time in my life, I want to say, over the summer, Heineken in a can that wasn't a keg can. It was just your regular flimsy aluminum can.
Yeah.
And I remember drinking it at a barbecue and thinking, like, you know what? I just don't love Heineken. And I don't know why I felt that. And I went to the refrigerator, and amongst this entire drawer of Heineken, there was one Budweiser tab. And once I saw the King, popped the cap on that, it was just like, you know, I finally got to the party.
Nice.
That Beechwood aging is the supreme, the king, the A#1. It's hard to beat. What they're doing in Holland, I mean, give me what they're doing in St. Louis. I'll have some barbecue. I'll knock back some Budweiser. Bicycles in Holland. I don't care. So,
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Welcome back, Nina. We've missed you.
Missed you, Nina.
I haven't been on Wildcard Wednesday for a while, but
after my power went out and I lost all my groceries and my cheese drawer died, I decided I'm breaking up with cheese. So I had to break up with Beer Man.
Oh yeah.
No worries.
You'd have to buy the shirt. We all own this shirt now.
You don't have to do that.
That's a nice shirt. He's got a great program. I love Beer Man Show, and I tune in. Love watching you guys gnaw down that cheese and do your thing and knock back a cold one. and I support it. But there's something special about the Ron Terrio show with, you're just focused on raw beer, good fan base, and it's a good thing. Not that I don't appreciate food, not that I don't love cheese and have it on anything I can have it on. It's just, having a good discussion, everyone here, about the beers you're drinking. It's a solid thing. I think I've called it a community service before, and I'm always appreciative of it.
Yep.
And I love seeing everyone's local beers and the ratings they give and the foods they're pairing them with. Beer is culture, I've heard. And
It is.
yeah, power to it. Nothing wrong with it. I may have gotten gypped out of 8 ounces, but 0.8 ounces.
Down below. 2014. On.
Nice.
I heard a weird fact today. Remember Sega Genesis, all that? They had the Sega Dreamcast, and I think it was today or something. That system became 21 years old. So this beer is for you, Sega Genesis, Sega Dreamcast.
Sega Genesis.
Cheers, Sonic.
Cheers. Yeah,
that's what launched them. Sonic surpassed Mario.
Yeah.
Nintendo. That's what made them big.
Yeah.
Because that's what Nintendo had. I don't know that stuff, but I'm not retro.
Yeah.
No, you're not at all.
Anybody who is in some of the states where Yingling is distributed, they are now collaborating with Hershey's on a chocolate porter.
Wow.
Unfortunately,
awesome.
Brian, Colorado is not one of the states that's listed here.
Damn it.
You'd have trouble getting
That's
it.
a shame. I really wanted to get my hands on the French's beer, the French's mustard beer. I don't know if anyone
I haven't been able to get that either. I haven't seen that.
That was
But-
real.
I do have something to say before we go off that topic. You can always send me one, Michael. Come on.
Okay, I'll have to get it first. So it just was recently put out. If I see one, I'll get one for you.
That'd be awesome, man. Appreciate it.
So Ron was saying it's time to shout out promos.
Go first. Stout on John and Illy's channel. I'm there every Sunday. I know that Miscellaneous will be joining this Sunday. That's a reason to join in itself. 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time. And you get the link. John will put it on Sunday morning. It's usually a lot of fun. Stouts and porters. We have a good time.
Yep.
All right. I really don't have much to shout out, but I'm totally going to pass my shout out on to the John and Ellie program on Sunday morning, as well as his random content that I do enjoy, especially his food reviews. It's nice to see somebody branching out like that. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to be doing a wheel bearing tomorrow, so not as exciting as a food review. But I got the bolts, and I got the tools, and mechanicking will commence tomorrow at 9 a.m. So on to greater and better things. For Asheville, what do you have going?
Okay. All right. So channels I back through the week. Malty Monday, Mr. Bumpy Road Brewery down below. Malty Monday, he'll give times. Tuesday would be Cheese and Beer with Beer Man, and it's an awesome get together with Bumpy, Beer Man, myself, and at least Miscellaneous Magnets. So we hang out on that one, do some cheese and beer, and just have a good old time. The four of us. Anyone else wants to come up, please do so. Wednesdays, Beer Man always does his recipe before Wildcard Wednesday, which we're on right now. And then we do What the ABV with Mike at Beer Chugs, which is after this one. Thursday is kind of Jeremy V usually puts a live out. Friday is usually a Friday night throwdown. There's quite a few things that happen on Friday night. So we have CBP out there. Oh, also on Wednesday too, Trish, who's the Trish from Keep Sippin'. She does a Wine Stay Wednesday. So if you ever get a chance, if you do wine, I'm a winemaker, so I'll always try and join if I can. And then Saturdays and Sundays, it's just like a free for all. There's UFC fighting that we all join and just do things. But with my channel, I do beer reviews, I do beer homebrew, wine, beer, and then also do the horse rescue stuff, barbecue. And just have a great time. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and go check me out. It's just like that, as it's spelled, and help support those who can't speak for themselves. And yeah, on to Beer Man.
Nice, Brian. Well, you said it all. But I can say, Beer and Cheese Tuesday for sure. As far as my channels, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. And the same, it's 6 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday and 3 o'clock Pacific for the review. And next review I will say is Scott, this wee heavy Scotch, the past the 90 shilling. we're going wee heavy here. So I found a couple that I'm gonna be doing up. So it'll be a fun one to do. So beyond what Thrash said, what Brian said here, that I'm always trying to be involved with all you guys. So love you guys. It's a great community. Cheers. Thank you, Ronald. Appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Awesome. And since everybody else was already shouted out and stuff, you mentioned the Multi Monday. I'm just gonna stick to that. It is on Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern time is the start of the show. This upcoming Monday is going to be the Oktoberfest beers. Now it can be Marzen, like this one's a Marzen. Or it can be a fest beer as well, so which would be more like a typical lager style, maybe a little bit more hoppy and whatnot. But so Oktoberfests, everybody's welcome on the panel. I'll leave the link in the chat for those that don't get to join through the hangout groups that we're in. But I just ask that if you come on, that you have beer that we're doing. That's what we're doing. And, also, just don't come on and be a jerk. That's all.
Is that a Marzen or Oktoberfest, or is it?
It's
they're both Marzen.
It's got to be an Oktoberfest. So,
you know what I mean?
It can be the Marzen style, which is more typical in the U.S., or it can be like the fest beer, the Oktoberfest beer that you'd see in Germany.
Sweet,
like awesome. Marzen.
Yeah, that looks Marzen-y. Yeah.
Now, has anyone heard of a Keller beer? Like a cellar beer.
Scotch Doctor.
Yeah.
Hello, James P. Mana. Where have you been?
Hey, there he is.
That's the guy.
I just got home. I don't have any beer. I just wanted to say hi. Now let me ask you: did Uncle Fester invent the Fest beer? From the Addams Family?
Yeah, he put a keg in his mouth and
he put a light bulb in his mouth too.
What is this miscellaneous maggot? Is that a cult? Miscellaneous maggot? What's he talking?
No, man.
There's good people on both sides, James.
Magnet.
Come on, James.
Magnet. One repels and one attracts.
Good dude.
All right. American Scotch Doctor, we're happy to have you tonight, man. It's freaking awesome.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, well, first off, my shout out is going to go to James P. Madonna for showing up. I mean, let's give him a round.
Yeah, dude.
But first off, I want to thank as well Ron for I found Ron through him finding me at one point. He had made a comment on my video, and I just started. I mean, going back about 3 months ago, doing these videos. I wanted to do it like 4 years ago, but I never did it because I didn't know shit about Scotch. So now I know about this much more shit about Scotch, but I just appreciate you guys letting me be on here. American Scotch Doctor is my site or my channel on YouTube. That's just about all I'm doing right now. Being so fresh, I don't have a whole lot going on just yet, but if anything, I want to give you guys more of a shout out than myself. I mean, at the end of the day, if my channel doesn't grow more than just a little bit, it doesn't really matter. It's about enjoying what we're doing and the people in the community, and that's really what I'm about. So I appreciate all you guys here. I hope that I get to keep joining in with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Hope so.
You know, I don't have a lot more
What
to say.
better
other
place
than-
than here? What better time than now?
I know, right?
Right.
Yeah. So cheers to all you guys.
Man.
I don't want to pat myself on the back too much because I have a long ways to go with all my stuff, but hopefully we have many more beers together. Let's say that.
I
Yeah,
just subscribed. I got you up to 98. People, get out there and subscribe to him. Get him
you
up
know,
over
man.
100.
We're good.
All right. Thank you to that, guys, and
Oh yeah.
everyone else.
Cheers.
James, what about you? Who you shouting?
Well, I got some enchiladas, chicken enchiladas with that green tomatillo sauce waiting, and I'm now last night I got a terrible bellyache from eating too many blue corn tortillas and salsa watching the debate. I guess
Yeah. We didn't need those.
That's
what
what
a bellyache.
It wasn't the corn tortillas or the salsa.
well, I was getting
We've all been repulsed.
wound
I
up.
still haven't seen it. I don't even know.
Beer Man, you definitely should watch it.
I gotta watch it.
It's the
I don't
combination.
have TV. I have
Like,
YouTube.
it's like a carnival circus sideshow combined with the Jerry Springer show.
Yeah.
We need Judge Judy to moderate it next time. She's the only one who could keep it fair.
That's
It's
right.
beer
man.
time with Beer Man.
Or Steve Harvey.
Nice.
Cheers. All right.
You still getting Jersey tomatoes in your area, James? Is it still tomato season? Nobody's got them anymore? That's too bad.
That's it. No tomatoes. I used to grow my garden. I used to grow like the beefsteak tomatoes, the huge ones, and the cherry tomatoes. I had the black ones. I used to grow a lot of things, but no, the tomato leaves start to get brown and it declines.
We got our corn here. We've got our heirloom corn, Silver Queen, being the most sought after. But for my whole life, I've always heard about your tomatoes being tomatoes so delicious that you'll pluck it off the vine and eat it without even considering salt. It's just a fruit like no other, like an apple off of a tree in Western Massachusetts.
Well, I've eaten
James'
Silver
tomatoes
Queen.
are that famous?
In
Silver
Jersey,
Queen.
Jersey.
Silver Queen corn is great raw, believe it or not. It's like was really sweet, had a nice flavor.
Mm-hmm. A good
Maryland.
corn is so excellent. There's nothing like it. Juicy.
Yeah, Silver Queen. Excellent, Silver Queen. But I just, for the hell of it, I just wanted to try raw corn, and I was a Silver Queen, and it was great. It had a great flavor.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
It's
with
amazing.
Corn's good in salsa.
Yeah. I like salsa. I gotta be careful.
that. Salsa.
Roasted corn and sausage, a little
Chili
dash of maple syrup and some diced peppers, all just it's a beautiful salad. It's the time of year for that.
There's your James. Did you see down below?
Yeah, he wants to close it. All right.
Yep. You doing the juice harp?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go.
I love it. That's great. That's great.
That's it for the turn of the month. Of my favorite month. October's coming, and it's coming very soon. So that's it.
Very good.
And
Cheers, man.
remember, a Halloween mask is no alternative to a cotton mask that you would use to protect yourself from spreading the virus or protect others in a communal setting. Just saying.
Yeah, well, I got the washable mask. Well, some people, all they need is a piece of cellophane for Halloween masks.